Oh, and the bell has rang. We are live. It is a Friday stream. Haven't had a Friday stream in a while. Getting ready for the weekend here. The markets are looking juicy. The Fed is on board with crypto. I mean, is the bull market back, baby? Are we officially back here? Or are you guys still bearish as hell? What's
It's
going
going
on?
to zero. It's all going to zero. Sell it all.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Give us a like and subscribe. Drop us a comment to get things kicked off. Juice up those algos here right at the beginning of the stream. Got a lot of good stuff going on today. A lot of great stories to cover. It's been a very, very bullish last week on the macro. Tons of stories. We talked a bit about some of them on Tuesday. And it's just been lots more follow-up on with similar stuff. Exciting things happen on the regulatory front. Lots of new potential investments coming in. Banks continuing to get on board. We talked about Vanguard and Bank of America on Tuesday opening up crypto. And since then, I think 2 or 3 more banks have announced they're opening up in Q1 next year. So the tide continues to flow into crypto. All the TradFi guys getting on board, trying to get their grubby little mitts on some Bitcoin before it pumps to $1 million here. But we'll cover some more of that in a bit. First, though, let's take a look at the charts we got. Looks like some nice W's coming in. I heard rumors that we got some sexy charts to cover today.
No way. No way.
Fake news. Fake news.
Oh, fake news? Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Following up from what did we do? We did a stream on Tuesday. What was it?
Wednesday, actually. Wednesday this week, I think.
Oh, Wednesday. Right. Yes. So things were looking really good. Like we finally got that W that we've been kind of sitting and waiting for. We talked about how once the double bottoms are in, we should expect to see the market start to rally and, things coming back to life a bit. So it's still kind of the same boat of like position that I'm in. We still have our like bull div active. We still have, oversold conditions and we're still bouncing out. We're still within the reload zone. And if anything, we're just kind of retesting the breakout now. So I'm really hoping this isn't a fake out. That would definitely suck. But, we technically have all of the ingredients we need for this market to kind of run here now. Plus, we got the FOMC coming up next week. And I'm pretty sure the consensus is rate cuts are coming. So I do feel like that's kind of a positive thing. Market should technically be trying to front run it, maybe potentially pricing it in. If we look over on equities, things are rallying and doing pretty well. Crypto, it is trying to bottom here. I can see it's slowing down just slightly today, but I'm still leaning to the bull side here, just like how we were earlier in this week. These W's are getting me very excited. Plus we have all the confirmations. We got the bullish confirmations in terms of momentum. We have location tagged and supported. So, still leaning to the upside here and, nice big W on ETH there as well. So we just have to wait and see, if these W's play out now at this point. And, all of our bets are in. And we just have to kind of just chill and wait. You can probably maybe look at like lower time frame charts to see if there's like potential swings or weakness. But for me, I'm just gonna stick to my daily charts for now and just monitor it. If we look over here, dominance charts, things are kind of a little bit back and forth here. We do have a double top within the stablecoin dominance. We do have some double bottoms working in the altcoin index. Whether or not this reverses over the weekend, I don't know. But for now, I am still, again, leaning to the upside. And I do hope that by US session tonight, this can start reversing and pointing back downwards. But overall, I do think this is kind of where the markets would turn if we are to bottom here. So let's see. A lot of different W's going across the altcoins. You can try to play the W's. Those are kind of your best bets. And then it's just at this point, just letting your setups work and, hoping for the best.
Pretty crazy that some of these like L1s and L2s that were before, like 2-3 years ago in the top 100, are starting to really go down. Like Aptos, for example, I never seen it.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
disgusting.
it's brutal, man. It's very brutal.
Disgusting.
I'm like very surprised at some of the prices.
Oh, it's so disgusting. I've been stopped out twice in a row on this piece of shit, so I'm kind of done with that for a while. But yeah, it's free falling, and I'm pretty certain it has to go all the way here. So like,
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying about the weeks before, like the weeks are gonna be probably where the market stops and starts
yeah,
pulling up again.
yeah, because that's like a big tail. There's no like they can't just leave that open. So
I think that's something that's a bit of a unaccounted for bullish potential. So if we do see a turnaround in 2026 and markets start to pump, we get all the factors we've talked about with rate cuts and QE and stimmy checks and all this, and the macro environment picks back up and things launch. Right, macro is still good, but if Bitcoin picks back up and things start ripping in 2026, a lot of these top foundations are sitting on literally hundreds of millions of dollars. Like we've talked about a number of these chains, including Aptos, that have huge treasuries right now that have been waiting to deploy. I think they're just waiting for the right market timing, or for the right spot to start chucking this in. Now, I think they're happy to wait till next cycle if they have to. But if 2026 heats up enough, we could see that billionaire dick swinging competition come in, where you got all of these major L1s, Coinbase, Binance, Aptos, even some of the smaller guys like the bear chains and stuff that have launched and still are sitting on massive treasuries. They could all start deploying that capital, fighting over the new retail money that's coming in, new project launches, etc. We could see some of these alts absolutely rip.
I would also say that maybe the strategy on some of these coins is actually to just let everyone sell and then buy cheap the supply and then pump it again.
Yeah.
Like if I would be a big L1, L2 with a bunch of cash, I would let people sell and then start buying. But I am surprised how low are we going.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not worried. If you're sitting on a $500 million treasury, you're like, whatever, we can wait this out.
Yeah. Like I'm seeing a lot of these old dead random shit coins starting to rally. It's like you said, right? You find these low liquidity, you buy up the supply, and then you just crank up the price. So I'm seeing that all across the board, just like all these old ass names. And so I think your best bet is you find something that's against the bottom of the range. If you get a W, if you get a double bottom, that's kind of like what you want to be hunting. Right, like even that looks, there's a lot of these names that are right against the bottom of ranges that I'm like, all right, you got bull divs, you got oversold conditions, you're starting to get all these little structures. So this is why I'm feeling more and more bullish for at least some of these altcoins, and just in general for the market, especially as Bitcoin and ETH puts in these W's and they try to rally. But again, this can all change within one day. The minute Bitcoin ETH starts failing, then all else will probably fail too. But there's a lot of just little pickings that you can find right now. Go slow. You don't have to bet the farm on any of these names. I did a little bit of shopping here and there, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, things are very, very bottoming. I don't know how to explain it, but things are on their knees. You got structures trying to come in. You got momentum signals confirming. So eventually something's got to pop, right?
That's what I love about using 100x leverage. If I only have $1,000 left,
I
make one $1,000 bet at spot, or I can make 100 $10 bets with 100x leverage, and then I only need 1 out of 100 to work out. You basically can't fail.
That's true. One out of 100 is not too bad. That's a pretty good RR.
Right? So I mean,
that's kind of how I play my old games, anyways. I just cast the net, buy 30 of them. Hopefully, one of them hits.
Dude, that's a good app idea. You would have a basically an app that would just pick 100 different coins with 100x, and you just put $10 on each. God damn, man!
Telling you, man, I'm the greatest trader that ever lived and don't even know it yet.
Yeah, no shit.
Is there anything, Andrew, that you are buying from Tuesday?
Let me see.
Not buying.
I'm
I think you
buying
posted
everything.
something. I think you posted
Actually,
something.
I'm actually looking at this EGLD right now, multiverse.
Andrew
and it's
messaged
got
me
full
last
div.
night. Andrew
It's got
messaged me
all-
last night to see if I knew anybody that could buy a kidney from him so he could get more leverage in the market.
God damn it! I would never. Don't spoil these kids out here, man. They're gonna get wrecked. But yeah, I mean, this like anything that has like these little W's against the bottom of ranges. You got the bullish divergences, oversold conditions. It's a pretty big volume stepping in here. So this is kind of tempting me. So this is one that I'm kind of looking at right now. What else did I buy? I mean, I guess I already did most of my shopping, like on the show, our previous show there. There was Marinade. This is one that I was actually kind of liking that I recently bought yesterday. As you can see, really big bullish divergences, big wide oversold conditions, and W's coming in. Little W, cute little W, bottom of the range. Pretty much, we cleaned up all of this fluff, and here we are. So, I'm willing to take the risk here, take a little bet. So that's one. What else did I buy? I don't even know. I think that was mostly it. In terms of like crypto, yeah, like all the positions are already in for me. What did we talk about? We talked about Link. We talked about Sui. So we got Link. Link is still looking decent. Got that big W is confirmed now.
How's Better Chain?
Haven't looked at Barra in a while. Sui's still looking decent. Barra.
Your chart's still stuck on Marinade.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, Barra pretty much got wiped out there. Pretty much stopped at scratch, and then we just kind of lost lows. It is trying to put in some kind of W here. We technically got some like bullish divergences here on the MACD. We are quite oversold. So eventually this thing should, wake the fuck up. Wait for the W's, obviously, right? And then off you go. I think, that's kind of what you're missing at this point. Because location-wise, it's fine. You're, I guess, at the bottom of the range. Momentum, you got bull divs, oversold conditions. Now you're just missing structure. So wait for the W, wait for the double bottom, and then you can probably get a decent trade there. Yeah. And then, I was just showing Link earlier. So that's the trade that we had there. Sui was another one that we just had. And I like these ones because, again, you got the bull divs, oversold conditions, reload zones, yada, yada, all that jazz. And then, you just have to, like, figure out, names that you like and then just, look for the W's. And then hopefully the market doesn't crap on us, I look at the stock market. Stock market's really hot, too. Like, we've just been kind of breaking higher and higher. We had this cute little consolidation this week, and we're already kind of breaking out of it. And so, like, I'm having more fun in stocks, actually, to be honest. Like, I did a bunch of shopping in stocks. You gotta find where the bull markets are, and right now the stonks are like ripping hard. So I did a lot of shopping just yesterday on that side of the front. But I know we're doing mostly crypto, so I won't go too far or too deep into that shit. But,
You'll lose all of our viewers.
well, they need to learn to diversify. Like, stocks are just as fun, and like it's crazy. Like, I actually made more money in stocks this year than in crypto, which is usually the other way around. So, kind of goes to show where the volatility is currently. But yeah, in terms of like newer picks from this week, so Mostly just like that marinade. I kind of liked. Trying to see what else there was, but yeah, that was kind of it for the most part. And like for me, like this is why I also like the alt market. It's that ETH Bitcoin is starting to put in a W here finally. We're finally getting some kind of bottom here after this relentless selling. And it's right against our 38.2. So this is typically where you would see some kind of, bullish support come in. And, we've got bull divs and everything here. So, yeah, like if this starts firing away and ETH starts climbing here, we should expect to see the alts doing extremely well on top of that. Oh, Mantle's the one that I bought. So I like Mantle. Yeah, Mantle. Big bull divs, oversold conditions, reload zone, double bottoms. So yeah, these are most of my picks essentially right now.
What about Mantra?
Mantra. It's OM USDT. Mantra, it is trying to put in some kind of sort of bottom here, right? You can see it's trying to consolidate against this. I think there's still a bit of work here to be done. That's a pretty big fall. We won't look at that. But, it's, I think we just have to wait a bit for that consolidation here. So like you can see there's like parts of like that. So if we can get like a mini W and then it breaks up into like a bigger W, that would be the most ideal situation. Momentum wise, like you technically do have a bullish divergence here, but it's not like super pretty. We did hit oversold conditions here as well. So personally, I just think we're missing like a nice clean W. If we can get a nice clean W here, I think that could lead us to a decent trade. I like Aave. Aave is really nice here. That nice clean W. It's what we want. We just want those W's within the reload zones, with divergences, with oversold conditions. Mwah. Nothing better than that. As a Christmas gift, in my opinion. This is a little shitcoin meme coin that I bought actually. So this is actually one of the first meme coins that I bought, like back in like a year ago almost. Did really well when it got listed on Binance. But yeah, I just kind of like the little bottom consolidation here. Technically we got divs. We were kind of oversold here. This is definitely a very risky play, but I love these little W's, and I just couldn't resist. Could not resist.
Yeah, I think usually when the market is what it is, especially now when the fear is so maximum, very good time to buy.
Yeah, and nobody is paying attention to this shit right now. Like, it's like when things are like going on discounts, like nobody wants to like participate anymore. It's so weird to me because like people just want to buy things when they're up, and like completely forget that like you want to buy low, sell high, not buy high, sell low. So I don't know. Zcash comes right into a reload zone, bounces like you can, if you're like a levels person, like you can just trade these like fib levels, man. Like 61.8, 70.6, like you're gonna consistently see prices like tag these numbers. So that's why you can see Zcash bouncing right out of there. Yeah, a lot of stuff trying to put in some kind of bottom here. So yeah, like overall, I'm definitely leaning to the upside still. I'm still hunting for setups here as we get into this Christmas holiday, and then yeah, hopefully we can get some doubles hit into the New Year's, start the year off well, and yeah, that's about it really.
Bull
So
market's
Nathan, what
back.
are you buying?
What am I
Pardon?
buying?
Yeah, after this sexy charge.
I'm lame. I'm just buying my long-term bags, buying some ETH, buying some Link, buying some Bitcoin.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, I need to learn to trade. I'm not a trader, so like that's my bear market. Whenever the bear market comes officially, like I need to put some time in to study how to do some basic trading or hire somebody to trade for me because I don't know my ass from a banjo when it comes to trading. So every time I've tried, I got lucky. I got really lucky once, but then I obviously gave most of that back.
I mean, look, it's simple. All you gotta do is the fucking reload zone. You gotta look for the divergences, oversold conditions, and look for the double bottoms. That's it.
I did it.
That's all you gotta do, bro.
in the last bear market,
yeah,
in the last bear market, I was just watching like Bitcoin bottomed out, and I was like trying to find a good spot from a macro perspective to go long on Bitcoin. And I think I went long at like 28,000 or something like that with 10x leverage. And I don't know, I think I made like almost 30 grand on the trade, but my plan was to hold it to like 100K. And then I got nervous. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I just cashed it out. And then of course, Bitcoin ran to 130,000. So, but whatever. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm not a trader. Don't know what I'm doing. So I was like, I just gotta stay in my lane until I figure something out and stick with DCAs and shit like that.
Yeah. No, DCAs are great. And like these fib retracement levels are like really good for like that as well. Cause like, you can see kind of like the areas that you want to be hunting and like buying. So I think like if there's one tool that you really need to get like learn and like master, it's just the fibs. The fib retracements, man, they're so fucking good. They're so powerful. They're so like, I don't know. It's what changed my perception of how to like read charts and like markets. And like it's helped me so much. Even to this day. Like it's my number one tool that I love using. So
and there's a lot of really the thing I probably would get into is so if there's any people that want to get into trading and learn about trading, there's some really good AI tools out there now where they're not, you can learn a trading system and teach the AI to do it, back test it for the entire history of whatever it is that you're trading. And then, start small, obviously, but the AI does most of the work. You just kind of monitor the AI and tweak it here and there. I think that's probably what I would look into. I got a couple guys that I follow pretty close. Crown Crypto. I don't know if you guys know him. He's the GOAT in my opinion when it comes like specifically Bitcoin trading. That's about the only thing he trades. But about a year ago, everything he does now is all set up with AI bots. He calls them his AI slaves, and he just sets up he finds new like ways, new trading systems and sets them up. And he just like watches them. Like he doesn't hardly do any manual trades anymore. So I think if I could figure out a few of those, put in place, and that would be kind of at least the way to get started.
Yeah. I mean, trading setups, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, is that even when you're trading and you're investing or whatever, like you're essentially you are the algorithm.
Yeah.
So like you gotta think like an algorithm. You gotta have steps. You gotta have rules. You gotta have like all the parameters. Like how much you're risking, blah blah blah, and then that's it. It's like. That's simple.
That's the great thing about this AI stuff. It takes the human emotion out of it. Like once you set up once you set up your, you buy here, sell here. Here's the thing, conditions you're looking for, whatever. It's not gonna get FOMO.
and like you can have it running 24/7, so you're not like at the desk, like
exactly,
like constantly like watching, because sometimes some of the best trades come in when you're sleeping, and you're like, fuck, like
So there's some great copy trading stuff out there now. There's some really great quantitative vaults that are using AI that you don't even have to set it up. You just contribute to the vault and it trades for you, kind of a thing. So I think more and more in the future, that's going to be people are going to be able to leverage these type of tools to really get an edge on the market. But it's only going to be good for so long, because once everybody's using all these, then they kind of, you're going to need, you can't just like set them and forget them forever. You're going to have to stay on top of things, because as everybody, all the big traders start using all these AI tools, well, then that kind of nerfs the market. So now the market's going to change. There's going to have to be a new dynamic to go after. So there's still going to be work to do, but it's going to be a different type of work.
Yeah.
You need the AI to manage your AI.
Yeah.
2 years and a lot of things will change a lot. Unfortunately.
Fuck AI.
Yeah, fuck AI. Yeah.
We're gonna take Andrew's job. You're taking
Y'all
our
can't
job.
outtrade me. AI can't outtrade me. It can try. Fuck him. But yeah, that's all I got for tracks for today, boys.
All righty. Well, let's take a look at some stories, some top line stories here. I think good place to start. Why do I forget what the share screen button is every single week? There we go. The fear and greed index bottomed out. I don't know if it's all-time low, but definitely cycle low, all the way down to like 10. I saw 8 or 9 on some of the indicators here. But now back up 25, which is still, very much in the fear category, not quite in the red, just edging out of the red there. Still traditionally very low when you look at our chart here, just over the last, this bull market here back to early, mid 23 there. But we're over 2.5x from the lows just a few weeks ago. So significant improvement in confidence there. But like you said earlier, Andrew, people are still sleeping on the markets. I know a lot of people that are still extremely bearish, still staying out of the market. Maybe they'll be proven right. But if you're a short-term trader, I think there's a ton of opportunity right now.
Yes, I agree.
I think, like, overall, if you look at the graph, like, usually when the fear is so low as now, I mean, it's been always bouncing.
Yeah, buying when they're crying, selling when they're yelling.
Indeed. Like, this is the time to buy. This is a very good time to DCA.
Not financial advice.
There, we looked at something, I don't remember. It was back, I think it was back here somewhere, back in November. We had a chart or a TA, something on Twitter pull-ups. Anytime that the fear and greed has come down to this level, it's had like a 50% rip on prices or something along those lines afterward. So when markets get this beat up, it's hard, I'm not saying it can't go lower in the future, but in the short term, it's hard for it to keep going this low, this fast for this long. It's gotta, even if it's just a relief bounce, the markets aren't straight down or straight up ever. Probably the big story in our headline here on our stream for today, old JP finally coming around and joining the crypto bandwagon. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the crypto industry has matured and become more mainstream. Translated, all of our masters at the banks and the large funds, BlackRock, et cetera, have gotten their piece of the pie. Now we're going to allow the peasants to come in and get their pence. But I guess it's bullish, but I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded. I read into these stories a little bit differently when I see stuff like this. Because we know while everybody's been fudding it, all the big guys have been fudding it, all the banks, all the BlackRock, all the funds, they've all been buying like absolute crazy. So that very, very typical TradFi stuff. Another story we covered on Wednesday, we did this. Vanguard finally getting in the markets after being, some of the biggest bears and haters of Bitcoin and crypto for, years now, coming around, not only, opening up and then telling people they should have, what was it, like up to 5% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. Bank of America did the same this week here, suggesting that their financial advisors can start recommending up to 4% of people's portfolios into Bitcoin. So big swings coming. This is a trend that's not going to stop. This is going to continue to be something that your mom and dad, your normie friends are going to be going in, talking to their financial advisors. And lo and behold, guess what they're going to be recommending? Bitcoin, ETH, all the top alts. So I would expect to see that trend continue. Maybe it'll be a nice, when we go back for Christmas and see the family, instead of hearing them talk about XRP, maybe we'll be talking about legitimate shit coins, ETH and and stuff instead of XRP. But again, the macro continues to be bullish. Another thing that's been, we saw the tariff FUD earlier this year, and it was April or March, massive dump on not just crypto but TradFi markets as well. Had a nice V-shaped recovery out of that, but it's definitely caused some other, minor dumps here and there and held the market back. Was a lot of these tariff and trade war stuff. U.S. and China officially announcing a trade deal effective immediately. No tariffs, all sanctions suspended, easing export controls and mutual cooperations. Super bullish for all risk on assets. One of the things we've talked about a lot on this channel is that more than anything, what the markets need for the big players and the large capital that's been sidelined. And there's, what is it now, like $1 trillion now on the sidelines with M2 money markets, et cetera. Waiting to come in. They want stability. They want certainty more than anything else, right? The things like the wars that are going on, the sanctions uncertainty, rate cuts, the overall macro picture is one of the biggest and most important things for these guys. And this is a huge step in the right direction. for building that confidence back into the markets to where people are going to feel comfortable to start deploying that money. Pairing that with the easy money with treasury bonds at 5% dropping as rate cuts continue, all that money all those money market funds are going to be looking for somewhere else to get that return as the guaranteed U.S. government backed 5% starts to go away. So again, macro, this look for 2026, man, it's looking real good in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these trade deals, they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, I think 2026 will be pretty positive.
More and more, again, traditional funds getting on the bullish side here. Grayscale saying Bitcoin to set new all-time highs in 2026. Obviously, Grayscale is one of the earliest ways you could have traditional market exposure to Bitcoin. Been around a long time. Getting on board here, seeing a whole rush of these TradFi guys this week coming out. We talked about Vanguard, Bank of America, Grayscale, obviously bullish, but more so than normal. Charles Schwab, 2026, announcing they are going to start offering Bitcoin in the first half of 2026. The retail wave, that we have not seen this cycle yet. If the cycle is not dead, if we do see resurgence in 2026,
there's no retail, man. Retail is dead.
Hey, we're getting stimulus checks, baby. We're gonna see the $2,000 deposits on Coinbase start ratcheting up in Q1 as Daddy Trump starts signing them checks, baby. But one thing that is going to be different, and this has been talked about with ETFs a lot, is that retail may look very different coming in. Last cycle, retail was coming in on centralized exchanges. It was coming into, this cycle in memes and all these other areas. Now, because of the ETFs and because of all these banks opening up where you can custody and buy Bitcoin directly in your bank account or directly in your TradFi exchange account, we might see, again, a very different type of retail or a different dynamic to the retail. As previously, when people came in and bought Bitcoin, we saw that flow from Bitcoin to ETH to blue chip alts to, large caps, mid caps and low caps. This will continue to disrupt that flow of money. As if I come in and I buy Bitcoin on, Charles Schwab and it pumps and I'm like, all right, I want to take some of my profits on the table and reinvest them somewhere. Charles Schwab isn't offering Askcoin and Fartcoin and Link and whatever else, right? So their options are going to be limited to what they can roll it into. Some people may, yes, come onto the traditional exchange route, but definitely a portion of whatever sort of retail we see come in, whether it's in 2026 or whether it's next cycle, if they're coming on through, TradFi rails, again, it's going to continue to disrupt that dynamic where we saw that very easy flow from, Bitcoin into to ETH and top alts and then flow down to the micro caps and pre-sales and stuff. So going to be interesting to see how that dynamic unfolds. I don't know if you guys are.
To be honest, we've seen already ETF flows, we've seen the institutionals coming in. How is this gonna change things that radically? I do think normal people, they have been having access to BTC for more than 4 years, 5 years. It's much easier today and last year to buy BTC than ever. But yeah, okay, with the retirement accounts, it's a little bit different, but still.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean is this cycle has been different. We really haven't seen the alt run that we've seen in the past. And I think there's a number of factors to that, including memes and such. But I believe that, ETFs and the TradFi rails for people to get into Bitcoin and ETH definitely has affected that roll down that we've seen in past cycles. Like you said, people have been for, 2, 3, 4 years now been able to do this. Whereas last cycle, they were not able to. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we just haven't had the market for people to give a shit about alts and pre-sales. I think that's definitely a factor as well. But definitely, money is moving differently in Web3 now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there has been the AI boom, right? AI has been very popular. A lot of money has gone into AI from the VC investments. Obviously, we have 2.2 million tokens every day launched or something, the crazy amount of tokens that are being launched by Pump.Fund. It's all affecting the market. But yeah, I do agree. Maybe the retail is not anymore there than it was before,
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and this is a great little synopsis here. U.S. government is investing in AI, data centers, compute, power, space, defense, robotics, autonomy, rare earths, manufacturing, and crypto infrastructure. They're telling you where to bet your money. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty good synopsis of the top, the top sectors we've talked about. I know we've been big on robotics, obviously big on AI, data centers fit into squarely into the AI category, crypto infrastructure. That's a great playbook, I think, for the next decade here going forward.
Agreed. That's what my stock account looks like. It's split across all of them.
The U.S. is about to start a war with Venezuela, so there's your defense. There's your defense spending. You gotta be fighting somebody.
Palantir, let's go. Palantir, Lockheed, let's go.
Unbelievable. Well, let's take a look at Poly Market here. It's become one of the favorite things to check out here on the channel. Not this. We'll start here. Rate decision 5 days away. 25 basis points, just continuing to skyrocket. It was 2 weeks ago. This was at like 50-50, something like that. Congrats to everybody that got in at 50%. You guys are gonna make some cash next week. 50 points dropping now, more and more. A $20 bet makes you $4,000. On the there. So I mean that looks pretty juicy. Let's see what does 100 get you here? Yeah, it doesn't quite cover. I think it was a week ago we looked at. You could put $100 on 25 base point cut and $20 on the 50. If you hit the 25, it's a wash. But if you hit the 50, you make like $1,500. So the guaranteed lock is no longer there, but still some interesting bets.
What about the no change?
No change. $100 on no change makes you $1,200.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
But an increase. What's an increase? $100 makes you $50,000.
Who the fuck is betting on an increase? That's ridiculous.
Less than 1% of people. Although, man, look at the volume on it, though.
Who the fuck is betting that? That's crazy.
Almost 105 million on
probably. It's probably a lot of no's.
Yeah. Another big Poly Market bet that we've been watching here. Who's good? Trump get nominated as Fed. This one's been all over the place, ripping up and down. Every time Trump mentions somebody's new name in a speech, they fly on this chart. Earlier this week, we saw Kevin Hassett got mentioned. That was up to like 80-some% at one point, coming down a little bit. And we talked a bit on Wednesday about this. Kevin Hassett, Christopher Waller, Scott Bessent, and he's way down here now. Howard Lutnick. A lot of the top guys in here, they're all super pro crypto. So I think end of the day, whoever gets in, most of the top guys here are going to be very good for Web3.
Nice.
Speaking of Poly Market, big story breaking here. A Google insider has officially been exposed. I don't think they've named names here yet, but this guy just profited $1 million in a single day betting on Google search markets. The same account has been pushing early results. They've hit 22 out of 23 of their bets, making almost $4 million. It's not a lucky streak. Previously made $150K predicting on the early release of Gemini 3.0 before the results were out. At this point, it's become obvious he's some sort of Google insider milking Poly Market for quick money. Hey, more power to you, buddy. I mean,
is it illegal? Is that illegal now?
Yes.
It's prediction market. This is not trading on stocks. This is prediction. So I don't know. Is this inside trading or not?
It's a
kind of, because you're still acting on inside information.
But I think as the laws are written, it's only about it's only around like stock market, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know actually.
I mean, is prediction market that regulated yet? No.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy's probably might lose his job at Google if he gets caught. But other than that, I don't know if he'd actually be facing any like criminal charges. Or going to jail. But
screw it, bro. He's already made like $4 million. He's good to go. Fire me.
Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, and smart. He must be smart too, because most people doing this be like giving all their buddies tips and stuff, and they but this guy's obviously kept his mouth shut. So yeah, this guy making some bank over here. Poly Market and these prediction markets are really opening up all kinds of crazy new dynamics. It's a very interesting Very interesting new technology. And of course, I don't think I have the story up here, but I'm sure I can find it with a quick search here. Binance, Binance launching, of course, their own prediction market.
Of course.
Let's see.
The word retard is not meant for pure handicap.
Yeah, I mean, CZ, the king of he's Chinese, bro. All they do is copy shit. So I'll find the official CZ tweet. Well, anyways, you get the idea. Yeah, the new, it's prediction.fun, I think it is. It's on BNB chain. CZ Binance introduced it for people who don't want their funds sitting idle. Now place positions or yield while the market's open. So yeah, just like he did with Hyperliquid and Aster, now he's going after Polymarket and Kalshi. But hey, I mean, dude's good at what he does. Hard to bet against CZ. I'm sure this is not going to be a bad investment for him. He's done well with Aster. I just saw they overtook Hyperliquid this week in daily trading volume. So yeah, I would be interested to see how their tech is, because apparently the Aster tech is dog shit. I'd be interested to see how the Predict Fund tech is.
Yeah, interesting.
What else do we got? Some fun stories for the weekend here. The Fusaka upgrade went live 2 days ago. Doing a number of different things. Cool little chart here on what it does. A lot of it focused around security, privacy, and scalability. I think the biggest thing that most people are talking about when it comes to Fusaka is that it's finally starting to charge all these L2s properly for using the Ethereum mainnet. As far as I understand, most of these L2s were getting to access the parent chain, Ethereum, very, very, very cheap, if not almost free. And now that's not going to be the case anymore. So as you see these L2s making more money, it's going to further continue to make Ethereum more deflationary and pump the price of Ethereum. So I've definitely been a huge fan of what Ethereum Foundation's been doing over the last year. Prior to that, was not a fan at all. But Ethereum's actually usable finally. It's cheap, it's fast. This upgrade went into effect with no flaws, no hitches whatsoever. They didn't have to delay it. So things looking good. Things looking bullish for Ethereum. I don't know if Tom Lee's $62,000 is on the mark, but definitely can see us pumping. Although I think that guy, him and Michael Saylor, it's the next generation. They're going to be looking at those guys as the new Warren Buffetts. I think the bets they're making now, 20 years, 30 years from now, everyone's going to look back and go, these guys are absolute geniuses. They're trillionaires now.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, congrats to ETH. Great. And congrats to the rest of the market. I think this is beneficial, not just for ETH holders, for anybody on the L2s and the market as a whole. The reality is the vast majority of our industry still sits on ETH in one way or another, whether you're on the mother chain on ETH native, or if you're on one of these L2s. The vast majority of liquidity, of funds, of stable coins, of development, of transaction volume, of users, they're all still using Ethereum. So,
does this mean Ethereum is undervalued though?
I think it is. Yeah, I know you're a Tron fanboy, but Ethereum I still think is going to be the winner in the long run. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did have that story up. Here's CZ's Predict Fund, backed by YZI Labs. Welcome to the prediction market. So yeah, there you go. We'll see. Whenever Binance needs to pick anything, I'm bullish on it.
So my biggest question is when age of AI comes in, and you can basically build everything that anyone else is building, are the valuations going to go up or down? And how are you going to distribute your product? Because what's the difference between Kalshi, Polymarket, and now Predict.Fun?
Marketing.
Just marketing?
I mean, yeah. If all the products are equal, it just comes down to who's got the users. I'd imagine if the text is the same, if their Oracle feeds are the same, if they're all getting the same kind of bets across there, it comes down to what's more popular. UX UI is probably going to be a big factor. If you can have a product that's easy to use, low friction, and get names out there. We've seen. I mean, how many times have we seen? Just because you're first to market, just because you have good tech, doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Crypto's a great example. over the past couple of cycles. I don't know how many great projects I've invested in that, kick-ass teams and great tech, but they didn't have marketing. They couldn't get the users. Somebody had more money to spend on an inferior product that ended up becoming the market leader simply because they got more eyes on the project and they got that, critical mass first. And that spools on top of itself. When you have that large user base, they kind of start marketing for you. That when they're talking to their friends, oh, I made this, prop bet on blah, blah, blah. They're telling them, oh, how'd you make that? You bet on who's the next Fed chair? How'd you do that? Oh, it was on Polymarket, right? So when you get that critical mass of users, you're going to get that native flow of word of mouth, pushing more people to your platform. So, and I think also you can't underestimate the factor of, once people get super big, it's hard to dethrone them. I mean, look at Facebook, look at YouTube. They're like unarguably some of the worst UX UI out there. Like YouTube's almost unusable. If you don't have a premium YouTube, like you can't watch it. You get an ad. You watch a 5-minute video and you have to watch 7 minutes worth of fucking ads to get through the video. Facebook has unbelievably bad UX UI, but because they're so big, there's been a lot of other better tech that's come out in terms of streaming services for videos. There's been a lot of better social media stuff that's come out, but once you're that big, it's hard to compete against them. And then if you get good enough, they're just gonna come buy you. So
yeah, it's mostly the distribution, right? Like if you get enough eyes and then you got enough users, it's very hard to get into the same market.
Yeah. Which is where CZ's like really nailed that. Is like he has the entire crypto market's eyes on him. So when he finds something, he doesn't make small bets. Like he's looking at, what has he gone after? He's gone after hyperliquid and decentralized perps, and he's gone after the prediction markets, right? Like decentralized call options and prediction markets, right? The two most profitable businesses like in the world right now. So like he's not going after small markets. He's only going after stuff where he knows he's going to have to dump a lot of money into it to get that critical mass, to get that distribution. But when he does, there's a shitload of money to be made there. So, guys are very, very smart and knows what he's doing. Now, the average person isn't going to be able to do this. Like Joe Schmo isn't going to be like, I got the next idea for how to make Polymarket 10% better. Like, good for you, bud. Like, you're not going to be able to do shit with it.
Sit down and shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and you open your Polymarket competitor, and then I'm going to open a pool on Polymarket about when you're going to fail, and I'm going to make a bunch of money, and your business is going to go bankrupt.
I got billions of dollars to fuck you with.
But I'm very surprised, like CC hasn't hit Aave yet, because if you look at the DeFi market, like Aave is the biggest player there. Like, if I would be CC, I would definitely start attacking Aave.
I think it's too much work.
Yeah, but like think about the market. It's just gonna go up and up and up.
Yeah, that is another good one. Maybe that's his next target if they're making enough money. I think for him, it's like when you look, the other factor with the reason that Polymarket and Hyperliquid are making so much money is this like low overhead. Like Hyperliquid's making $1.5 billion this year with 11 people on staff, right? Like Polymarket, I got to imagine like it's not a it's
Polymarket is not profitable yet.
Not profitable yet. Interesting.
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
I thought they were. No.
They're not actually. No. It's been very in the last 2 weeks. It's been very much like, how are they getting their evaluation?
Hmm. Well, time will tell. I mean, I think it's bullish for them that CZ's coming after him. If you got CZ's attention, that's a good sign. So it seems that there's probably money to be made there if CZ's coming after you.
True.
The Mooch is back in the news. Anthony Scaramucci coming out, big Solana fan apparently, saying Solana's going to be one of the biggest winners in tokenized securities, comparing its long-term trajectory to the early days of cloud computing. I think this guy's smoking crack, but it's always interesting to see when the Mooch sticks his head back out and makes some predictions.
Interesting. Who the fuck is this guy? I've never heard of this guy.
Anthony Scaramucci? You never heard of Anthony Scaramucci? No. He's been caught up in a bunch of scandals over the last couple of years with different stuff. I can't remember. Something with the Biden White House. He was some sort of dude in there. But yeah, he's He's an enigmatic figure nonetheless, but I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on Solana? Solana obviously was early this cycle killing it with all the meme stuff, but they've really kind of failed to do anything outside of memes. They've been really trying to push to bring people on chain and do some stuff in the RWA space. They've been trying to fight for some stablecoin stuff. I don't know. What's your guys' long-term prediction on Solana?
It's a hard one, to be honest. I mean, they have the ecosystem though. They have good builders. It's easy to build on Solana. In the long term, I don't know. There's still supply coming out, and what the inflation is like crazy high. Yeah, I think they're gonna be facing hard times in the future.
Well, they better fucking rally because I have a setup on them right now. Motherfuckers better start pumping here. I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah, but like, what's the upside here? Like, they have more supply coming in. The FTB is going up. The supply, all of their supply will be out in 2028. But yeah, like, what are we gonna see? Like, 300 is gonna be the max, right?
A lot of people calling for 1,000.
That's fucking crazy. People calling these wild like.
What's the FTV on Solana on $1,000?
No idea.
Oh,
that must be like
Solana.
Yeah, no, but how much is it going to be?
Let's see. We can do some quick rough degen math. So we're at 136 right now, and the MCAP is 75 billion. So let's call it an 8x from there. So
like 600 billion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel very hard to see that coming.
I don't know. I mean, it for me, it's less about the supply that's going to be coming in, and more about
money coming in, right?
Well, yeah. Can they pivot to something other than memes? Because like, anytime anybody mentions Solana, the guaranteed 100 out of 100 people are going to say memes. Right? Like, if memes don't come back, like how is Solana going to continue to attract users and capital? So if they can't find something to pivot into, if they can't get traction in stable coins or RWA or some new trend that's coming out to attract new users, to attract new TVL, new liquidity, like, I don't see how they're going to go anywhere. The memes, I don't know. I mean, I sure we'll see memes go again. When the markets get frothy, everything's going to get, come back. But do we have an isolated market where nothing else other than memes is running like we did this last year? I don't see that happening again. And without that, like, what's Solana's edge? What's their, what they only have memes as far as the mass of people out there are convinced. So yeah, if they can't find something to pivot into and get real traction with, I don't see how they're ever going to hit that $1,000 mark.
Yeah, and I think like, okay, so they don't have stable coins, which is like one of the biggest narratives next year. They don't really have infrastructure. They do have memes. They do have some lending and borrowing protocols for sure. But like, yeah, like, how are you going to get a $400-500 billion market cap? It's going to be very hard.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I'm not super bearish on them. I mean, I think they can definitely pump from here, but $1,000, I don't know, man.
That'd be great. I'd be happy.
That's a lot of memes. That's a lot of memeage.
That is a lot of memeage. Yeah, it's like.
Well, some pretty bullish adoption numbers here. Crypto credit card or crypto cards or debit cards, not credit cards, not yet. Volume reached 406 million in November. That's a pretty significant, watermark there. Top leaders: Rain Cards, Red Dot, Pay, and Ether.Fi Cash. Most rapid growth, actually. Also, Rain Cards and Ether.Fi, but Redico and Holy Held also stepping up there. But this is, I think, something that's bullish for the long-term industry. When you see people getting off their fiat cards and moving into these crypto cards, that shows long-term commitment. Like, people that are using crypto cards to buy their groceries, buy their gas, things of that nature, like, those aren't people that are short-term campers. These are people that are have put in roots in crypto, and we're going to be here for the long run. So I think this is just a good kind of indicator for long-term adoption. As we see these numbers continue to grow, I think that's a good sign of a healthy long-term outlook for crypto.
Nice.
No, I think this is a sector that will grow. To be honest, like even I and the team are looking into different things here. Yeah, like why should I use a bank? It's so much easier to just use stablecoins.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's the long-term picture that the banks are scared of, is that as these on-ramps get easier, as more people are earning in crypto natively, like there's a lot of high-profile athletes and actors and things like that are now asking for a portion, if not all of their pay, to come in Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. It won't be too long before people will be asking for their salaries in stable coins, things of that nature. So as these rails and the infrastructure continues to get built out, that's where the banks are scared. We already have everything that the banks have, but better. We just don't have the user numbers and the amount of cash that they do in the Web3 on blockchain rails yet, but it is coming.
No, I agree. And I'm telling here, like anyone that does B2B or B2C in crypto, like why would you use banks? There's no reason.
Yeah. So much headaches anytime anytime I had to like move money back into fiat, like it's such a nightmare, dude. So slow, so many fees.
Taxes.
So much easier. Obviously, we've got a long ways to go with UX, UI, and some security stuff, and reciprocity protocols and things of that nature. But that'll get here. That'll all get here. What else? What have we not covered yet? Alice Liu, head of research at CoinMarketCap, says we're going to see a comeback Q1 of 2026. What do you think about that, Andrew? Are you going to argue against Alice Liu that we're not going to have a bull market in 2026?
I don't know who this dumb bitch is, but I don't know. It's looking like it's trying to rally here, so hopefully.
I'm DMing her right now and said, Andrew said you're dumb. What do you think about that? No, I don't know too much about her. I've seen a couple of her like clips and stuff. I actually saw her speak live at Token, I think 2 years ago. And she seems like a smart gal. Seems like she's got her head on straight. And I tend to agree with her. I do think that we are going to see a market comeback in 2026. February and March will be bull market again. Hell yeah. Only 3 short months away.
I don't know. February, March, man, that's generally when market starts to get pretty shitty. I think January. So
I don't think January. I think February. I think February will be very good.
Yeah, she's saying February, March, bull market is back.
There we go. Yeah. Yes.
Get your DCAs in. You got 3 months to load up.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Andrew disagrees.
Look, if you are not someone who trades or follows like seasonality cycles or macro studies, like these people are just talking out of their ass most of the time. Like, I'm sorry. And like, dude, at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to happen in the market. Like, no one's got a crystal ball. But generally, like, like the market's rallied like into the New Year's. So
Alice Liu has
a Christmas rush, and then you get the sell off going into spring. So,
bro, Alice Liu has a crystal ball. She's a witch. Like,
she could be Chinese witch. Yes,
she invented the moon, the witching moons, bro. That's her indicator. She's an all-powerful sorceress. Don't diss her. She's gonna put a voodoo hex on you.
Well, let's see what happens, man. I'm excited. Like, like I said, if we get an up market, great. Good for my bags. If we don't, well then, it sucks, but it is what it is.
Oh, I forgot to throw this in there. We were talking about Solana. Franklin Templeton debuted their Solana ETF. Somebody's bullish on Solana. Somebody thinks they're going to $1,000. Templeton might get wrecked on this one, but we'll see.
I mean, the volume on the ETFs on Solana has been very low. I'm just looking at it. It's been like less than $50 to $40 million daily, if even that.
I think the Solana ETF is about 9 months too late.
Yeah, well, long term, long term, if you think about it, it's going to be a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. Inflation is the key here. Like the there's still supply coming out until 2028.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Fuck.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's the next cycle thing. I don't see a lot of sexiness happening. I mean, everything's going to go up if we get a bull market next year, but yeah,
And
I don't see it.
will dump if we don't.
Yep, absolutely. So, but yeah, that's all I had for you today. I mean, pretty fun, pretty bullish stories overall. There was an exploit story here. Yes. Surgic reports exploit on a proxy contract. Blah blah blah. You know, not a ton of money drained. Only 340,000 tied to USDC approvals that the users granted back in 2020. Very, very good reminder. An OPSEC factor that a lot of people overlook is your MetaMask or your other hot wallet permissions. Just because when you're on Uniswap and you click disconnect my wallet, it doesn't mean it's removed those permissions. I always do it through my wallet to make sure it's actually disconnecting me. But you can also use different sites. There's one called like revoke.cash or something. Like
Revoke, that's what I like.
Yeah, do your research. Make sure you're not clicking on a fucking spam link that's just gonna drain your wallet. But like from time to time, it's important. Go through. You'll have permissions that you completely forgot about. Most of them are going to be, 99% are going to be completely harmless. But there are hackers out there looking. This guy's back over 5 years ago, digging through, finding a spot to exploit because people left their permissions open on an old USDC contract, and you can get rugged and get drained there. So good bit of like OPSEC, good bit of security protocol to kind of wrap up here to help keep you safe. Make sure that you are removing approvals and you're disconnecting your wallets appropriately so that you don't have something from a couple years ago come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, not worth it.
I think I saw another one that got drained yesterday for 25 million.
It's been a bad month. We've had a bunch of hacks in the last month.
Bad year, bro. It's been a bad year. So many hacks this year. Holy fuck.
It's so funny though.
It's get worse and worse. It's gonna get worse and worse with quantum computing and AI.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, the quantum computing thing doesn't scare me as much because like quantum computing it fucks everything. It's not like quantum computing only breaks crypto. Like quantum computing breaks the banks. Like, what are you going to go after? The stock market, the banks, all the gold, or are you going to go after the $1 trillion that's in crypto? Like everything's going to get hit. It's going to be if quantum computing breaks before the new tech rolls out, that quantum proof stuff, like everyone's boned. Like it's complete reset to zero. Like so, I'm like, why worry about it?
No, true. But I'm still like, this is going to be the new norm. And hacks and phishing sites will be more sophisticated.
For sure. I mean, it's just going to, by the nature of crypto becoming more popular, more money coming into this industry, more eyes on this industry, it makes it a bigger target. I think it's undervalued how often the TradFi market gets hacked, like constantly. Just in the last week, we had like, what was it? Google got hacked again for like the 20th time. There was a major bank. There's like 3 of the major banks had all their customer data released. Like there's these what do they call what do you call a lawsuit when there's like a
Class action lawsuit?
A class action. That's constantly class action lawsuits against every single bank, all the big trading house, all the big exchanges, Google, Microsoft, like they're getting hacked left and right, but it's just become a normal thing. So people don't really pay attention to it. The key difference is what we talked about 10 minutes ago, is the reciprocity. Right now in the TradFi markets, if you get hacked, your bank is insured, you're getting your money back. If your data gets hacked, there's a class action lawsuit, you probably get like $20 out of my buddy. Just got his check from, I think it was a Google or Microsoft hack from like 3 years ago. And he got $43. So there's kind of it's kind of one of these. But wait 3 years, here's $40. But these hacks happen every single day in the traditional markets. So that is something that we need to work on in this industry as we become more mainstream and get institutional adoption. The hacks and the exploits are going to increase. We need to start building in reciprocity tools and countermeasures. That's a big reason why I believe Vitalik is pushing privacy so hard, is for the security aspect of it, is to help cut down on things like this, because he sees what's coming. He knows as Ethereum is the backbone of all the RWA and tokenization and stablecoins that's coming on. It's also going to be the #1 place people want to go to, exploit and steal money. So I think he's trying to get out ahead of the game there and put some firewalls up against exploits.
Andrew is like speechless.
He's just looking at charts over there. He's like, oh,
I am
whatever.
looking at charts.
I'm making trades.
I'm distracted. Sorry, bro.
I don't give a shit about any of that.
I mean, the hacks definitely suck. That's one thing that I worry about all the time. It's like, fuck, man, just one bad click away, or like we get on calls a lot for our work, and like there's always these like call scams too that we're constantly seeing. So it's just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
I don't have any wallets. I don't do any trading on my work computer. For that exact reason. I have a completely separate setup that does nothing but just for my little DCAs that I do.
No, that's smart. You should definitely separate it. Oh, fuck, I need to do that too, to be honest. Ugh.
But all right, well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I think it's one of our longer ones that we've done. Thanks to those stuck around. I know it's a Friday. Friday usually gets a little less viewers. People are kind of checking out already. But to the 50-plus people that tuned in, appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week. In fact, a very special no, we won't. You'll be gone already. I was thinking Jan and I are going to be shacked up in the same house for the weekend, but he's taking off on Tuesday, so he'll be gone. I thought maybe we'd have a dual live stream where we actually in the same room together. But
Never.
maybe,
Fuck. What the hell? What is this?
maybe we'll do one Monday and surprise everybody. Do a little live session. That'll be fun. We gotta set that up. Maybe when we go to Consensus in Hong Kong, we'll bring some film equipment and we'll set up a couple tripods with cell phones and do like a proper podcast. Get some chairs and we can sit around and talk smack live together.
Maybe we can live stream it. We just go through the conference and be like, all right, this is what it looks like, and this is how we do business.
Yeah. Yep. A day in the life.
Yeah.
Life, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday. Jan will probably not be with us. I believe he's going to be on an airplane flying off to somewhere. So probably just be Andrew and I, but that's all right. We know we're the real reasons you tune in anyways. So we'll see you guys next week. Appreciate all the love and support, and stay safe out there. Deuces.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.